Hello everyone, this is Serious Trivia. Welcome to a new Let's Play series on the channel. Today we're kicking off our Dong Zhuo Let's Play. After putting out the polls and people have answered, over 200 of you voted and almost half of you voted for Dong Zhuo. So we're going to be playing our last Let's Play before the Mandate of Heaven DLC drops, and we're playing Big Dong himself before he loses some weight and end up in Shoufeng over here. We're gonna briefly discuss everything about his faction. We already have an early game playbook series on him. We're going to be doing something different from that in this series, just to spice things up. First off, Dong Zhuo is the Cruel Tyrant. His starting situation is hard. Personally, he's a Vanguard, and his bonus for the faction is -1 mustering turn and +9 morale when attacking. Both of these are okay bonuses, not game breaking. The 9 morale is pretty nice, but it's only when attacking, so it could be limited, especially for garrison defense battles. His faction specialization is Intimidation. This resource is quite hard to gain. You gain this by raising enemy towns or claiming unclaimed towns, cutting off the head of your own generals. That works too. But there's not many ways to gain it, and it decays quite a bit when you are not actively gaining it. But you could use it for cohesion, which could give you points in diplomacy. And his unique features, he has 2 unique cavalry units, the Xiliang Cavalry and the Heavy Xiliang Cavalry. These are just excellent shock cavalry units that are weak against missile but have good charge damage. Since we do start out in the west here, it's very likely we'll have at least 3 of the Horace Pastures and very cheap cavalry options go into our game. So we might definitely try to spice things up by going with a more cavalry focused composition, since we've been playing a lot of range comps lately and throughout our runs, just because I personally love range units. But since we're playing Dong Zhuo, we'll try something different. His faction unique building is the Enforced Conscription, which gives you plus starting rank like all conscription buildings. Seasonal retinue deployment limit increases public order, which is new, which is nice. It also decreases mustering turn, redeployment costs, but also decreases population. So most of these are the same, just a little extra public order boost. You also have the option to raise building to increase your intimidation, as well as use your intimidation actions to coerce for better deals. You do start out with a lot of noteworthy characters, and a lot of characters in general. You have the legendary Liu Bei, Zhang Liao, and Jia Xu. And we're going to be playing this on Legendary with 40-minute battle timers. So let's jump in here and get started.
主公，洛阳已焚作火海。
那是自然，这全都怪那帮乱臣贼子。
乱臣贼子欲讨伐主公，并且蛊惑百姓，妄属主公之罪。
这帮贼人定要杀他们个片甲不留。曹操挺有本事，只是野心太大，早晚要毁在这上面。袁绍，身为盟主，但其好谋而无断，自然也不足为虑。
陶谦仍与我方交好，但其言不可轻信。
这厮亮平胆薄，不足为信。跟我盟誓之人，我一个都信不过。我把这皇都给烧了，早晚也要把这帮狗贼一并烧死。
主公此举乃是拱卫天子，况主公天怒神威，无人敢挡。
All right, we're loaded up into the game. Lord Dong Zhuo, you are wise to move west, protecting the Emperor from the traitors. Their coalition is all but spent now. They'll face the Imperial Justice in time. But first, you must secure your position. Chang'an is well protected, but you must expand, crushing dissident wherever it occurs. Although there are warlords still loyal to you and the Han, you must ensure their fealty never wavers. All traitors must be put to the sword. Okay, so the story so far is that Yuan Shao and Cao Cao formed a coalition to attack us after we took control of the capital of Luoyang. So facing immense odds, we pretty much burned down the capital and escaped west, closer to our power source in the west here. So now the coalition is scattered, and we have time to regroup and grow. Our first mission is to gain the support of the people by capturing Unding Toolmaker. And we have sent our favorite son and our strongest general, Liu Bei, to do that. Before we start, let's take a look at our starting position, kind of discuss what we want to do going forward. Because we're playing as Dong Zhuo, we actually see the whole map, because the entire Han Empire, which let's straighten up the map, is our vassal. We are basically the prime minister. We created a position for ourselves called Tai Shi, which ranks right below the emperor and right above all the princes. So we're in a very unique situation where we're pretty much acting as the emperor. We do see the whole map, but it also means the whole map is at war with us. The Han Empire is all this nice green, all very weak and useless, and everyone who's actually strong is in red and attacking us. The only strong factions around us not in war with us are Liu Bei and his vassals, and Ma Teng and Han Sui, who is very likely to betray us very soon. So that's our current situation, and also Liu Yan is minding his own business down here as well. We are planning to take over the west first, and then expand south to grab the resources in Chengdu. And once we have secured the entire western front, we will push out against all these forces here. For this Let's Play, to make things interesting, I'm going to keep most of the big factions that are strong alive until the very end. So we're going to have a couple tough fights. The one faction we're not going to keep alive is Sun Jian down here. Once we secure the northwest and Chengdu over here in the Shu lands, we're going to be launching an assault onto his land down south. Our goal is to control both the silk and the spice trade and run our economy that way, and take advantage of all the Horace cavalries and have a final showdown with the likes of Cao Cao, Liu Bei, and Yuan Shao at the end. That should spice things up, and we're just going to mainly defend here in Chang'an. To kick things off, let's see what items we got. Not a good haul, but not bad. Artisans and stone archers. Our intimidation starts out quite high. We're at the highest tier, so the decay every turn is 4. We get 8 public order plus minus 25 corruption. The corruption's not so relevant early because we don't have enough territories, but it's a nice level to be at. Most realistically, we'll be at this level for most of the game, where we're menacing, and we don't want to drop here. If we drop here, the game is pretty much over, because we're going to be suffering from corruption, ruining our economy, and the public order is going to trigger all these rebellions, taking out our commanderies. We do have the Child Emperor in the capital. We start out with a bunch of army and a bunch of generals, so we have to go through everything in the early part. A lot of management deals early on, and then once we get everything settled, we can smooth things over and start attacking. So here is our favorite boy, Liu Bei. In our playthrough, we're not going to get Liu Bei and Dong Zhuo hating each other and killing each other. Big Dong is going to survive this whole campaign, if I can help it, and Liu Bei is going to stay by our side. So since he is on the war front, we're going to give him some items. Zhang Liao also will get some items. He will most likely be our first administrator, just because he already has scholarship and intuition covered, which gives him industry and commerce income boost as well. He has super high expertise stat, so we're going to get a nice discount when constructing buildings. And before we start fighting, I just want to get a grasp of everything. We have a second army here. Niu Fu is our son-in-law, I believe, historically. And these two are two generals who will betray us in the not betray us. We're long dead at that point, but they do lead a civil war within our faction after all the Dome members are dead. They chase Liu Bei away, basically. And in our court that's not on the battlefield, we have lots of characters. We have our family, first off. We have us, our wife, and our heir, who is our younger brother, Dongmin. We do have a daughter and adopted son, Liu Bei. So that's our family situation. She's still young enough, 42, to give us kids, so that's not a big deal. And Dongmin being our heir is fine. Champions are, commanders are great. Although the officer is not the best one. Our wife might be actually better just because she's a magistrate, +5 income is a lot better than +6 morale. Our daughter's going to be a great marriage asset to lure some great general over. Perhaps Sun Jian's sons when they come of age. She's only 8 right now, so there's a chance there. We have a unique character in Jia Xu, the Blade in the Dark. He got updated in the last 1.3 patch. They didn't update his stats, so it's still only plus 30 points. Kind of sad, but at least he has a great look and a super long hat. Other than that, he just basically deals with spying and counter espionage. Not very useful in terms of positioning. And armor gives them snipe, so that's not bad. So they can remain hidden while firing. So we can hide them in forests and have them keep shooting and they won't reveal themselves. So that's pretty nice. And plus 18 cunning is nothing to sneeze at. We also have a bunch of other generals in our court. We have Li Ru, who is also a semi-unique character, just without a model. Vicious Shadow. Also deals with spying in terms of bonuses, so it's probably not a good leadership role. Everything else is pretty standard. Our main guys is basically Zhang Liao. And also in our court, we have Xu Rong over here, 41 years old champion. We might not use him very much. He doesn't have any outstanding skills, although maybe I take that back. Plus 10% commerce is not bad, and he can get some food skills. So I'm not going to be cruel and efficient as our early game playbook guide did, where we fired everyone at the start and kept our cost down. We're going to try to make things work as is and play a pretty normal game to start the things out. Also be more interesting this way, I think. So let's get started with this battle. No need to put it off. We're just going to fight with our force. Before that, we should probably make a trade deal though, because we'll be losing men and then we'll have less value. We are treacherous at the start because we did burn down the capital and kidnap the child emperor, so that makes sense. But even at this state, I think there are still people who are willing to trade with us. Not willingly, but we can make it work. So Han Empire is definitely a good choice. They have a lot of different resources. We have 3 trade routes possible, so let's see which ones we can get. 1.3. I'm just going to check the value of each one. 6.5, this isn't happening. Ma Teng, maybe. 3.0. Okay. Let's just quickly look through the rest. Han Sui. Han Sui is a good boy. We can make this work. So Han Sui and Han Empire. And maybe one of these far away factions that we don't have to destroy early on. Because we do intend to fight Ma Teng and Han Sui quite early. Liu Yao might be a good choice. He tend to hold on to his territory for a long time, so this trade route might not be broken for a while. Zhang Lu is probably going to get destroyed soon, so we're not going to do that. Shi Xie will survive for a bit, but quite expensive. Yeah, it is a waste of time. I agree. Let's go with Han Sui first. I think is pretty cheap. Even if he betrays us, he betrays us. Who can we actually receive? Our brother needs a wife, and so does Liu Bu. But Deltran is there for that. So we're not going to take that deal. We do have a non-aggression pact, and we can use Intimidation to encourage people by the coherence. This is a faction unique ability where we can use our points to get better deals. We could use some right now actually, because we actually don't need the highest tier. The middle tier is fine, and you don't want to waste it, right? When you battle and gain Intimidation, you don't want to go over 100 and waste them. But for now, unless they have a super good ancillary item that we want, I'm probably not going to use that. This is quite good, but we don't need it early on. We should have looked at it with everyone. But anyways, we're just going to give him a little bit of cash, maybe every turn payment in the beginning, just because we need to save our cash up front for using to build up this turn. So 26 is the right amount. If we can get it there, it'd be great. Alright, that's the first one. Now who has good items? Let me think. I mean, only Sun Jian has really good items, but I guess bear with me. This might change things if we can find a philosopher or a concubine. Oh, I thought it was concubine. Local administrator is not that good. Basically, someone who could give us plus 10 satisfaction. That entirely counteracts the legendary difficulty penalty to satisfaction. Spy Master is useless. Did you get anything nice? Nope. Nope. What does the Han Empire start out with in terms of item? I've never thought about this. Professional Instructor. It's not terrible. Minus 25 fatigue resistance. Ah. The 3 strategies of Duke of the Yellow Rock. If you guys seen the lore series, this is the book that's given to Zhang Liang, the ancestor of Zhang Lu, which helped him help Liu Bang create the Han Empire. Plus 5 income from all sources. This is quite good. This also has a set bonus that's called the Hand of the King. We could try to trade for this when we do our trade deal with him. But right now, we're going to continue to check out everyone. We're almost done. Halfway through. Nope. No concubine, no philosopher. Those 2 are the ones I'm really looking for at this point. He got like the same items we have. Alright, last guy. Overseer is really nice too, but probably not worth trading for him in terms of trade route because we're going to attack him soon. Okay, so no items to trade for. We're just going to pay everything with money. We're going to do Han Empire. We're going to do Liu Yao, I think. We're going to give him money. Oh, he wants a lot of money. Never mind, it's the Han Empire. They are loaded, that's right. Then maybe we'll do the opposite way. We'll give them... Oh, we also didn't start out with a lot of items. This might be difficult, just because he has a lot of income, so money to him isn't worth as much. Like for example here, right, 50 is 1.1. To the Han Empire, it's only 0.3, so it's ridiculously low. Alright, this will work. And we just gotta find someone who's not the Han Empire. Zhang Lu was like 4 point something. Maybe he changed now that we have a couple deals and have more resources. Because as you trade and gain resources, the value of your trade should change. If we can't find one that's good, we might wait for a little bit. Nope, it's very hard to secure a 3rd trade apparently. How much do you want for this trade? Okay, that's too much. That's too much. That's not worth it. Guess not. Guess we'll wait. 2 trade routes. We just basically didn't get enough ancillary items to trade for things. But that's fine. Let's start by grabbing our mission. Now, we could fight this. Yeah, we could fight it. Let's fight it. We're going to use our generals a little bit, just for fun. Alright, so a couple of new things that will happen in this Let's Play is, one, we're going to be fighting a lot of different terrains because we are actually out west where we have more deserts and mountains, which we didn't get to enjoy in the past. And 2, we're going to be fighting a little bit more recklessly. So terrain does matter. Because of this hill right here, this arrow tower can't hit units coming up the hill until they're on top. And then there's a little bit of tree coverage, so you can sneak in pretty easily from this side. We're going to have our general do this job. They can hide in these bushes. And we're going to have our cavalry lined up all the way over here. And these guys are just going to be distractions on the other side, out in the open. Like right here. I doubt they will come out. So we're going to try it this way. So they split their force guarding the two doors, which is perfect. We're going to sneak in with our generals and try to do damage from the inside out. So let's talk about what we want to do in this campaign. We want to keep Dong Zhuo alive because everyone voted for this, wanted to see us play as Fat Dong before he lose weight in the Mandate of Heavens DLC. We're also going to keep Liu Bei alive, so both of them are going to be around for the whole trip, which means we're going to marry off Diao to Liu Bei when that happens, when the event triggers. And if this happens to be your first time you played Total War 3 Kingdoms, or you just got the game, and you don't see Dong Zhuo as a playable faction, don't worry. What happens is Dong Zhuo is an unlockable faction. All you have to do is play as... we don't have to get him shot. We can make him wait here. He has a slower horse, that's why. All you have to do is play any faction you want in the game and either destroy Dong Zhuo on the battlefield, which is actually quite hard, or just reach the rank of king in your game. Once you reach the rank of king in any of your game on any difficulty, including easy, Dong Zhuo's faction becomes unlocked and you can play it. Alright, so we're drawing the attention of their cavalry units, which is fine. These two generals are very broken in romance mode. We're going to have a fun time playing them. So we're going to target this group here, just because we want to unlock that door so our cavalry can run in for free. And we're just going to rush them, because Yellow Turban Horseman is no match for Liu Bei. Honestly, no one's a match for Liu Bei. And we're going to get to play with Liu Bei quite a bit in this Let's Play, which is quite excited. These villagers. Alright, once we're inside and they are willing to engage us, sometimes they're not willing. Alright, they're willing to engage us. Use our ability to smash the ground and watch them die. Yeah, watch them die. And they rout. Now we're going to get charged by another group unless they change their mind. Looks like they changed their mind. We're going to make sure they routed completely. That's good. Then we have a free reign on these units that can't defend against Liu Bei. We're going to have Zhang Liao claim this gate to save some time. Liu Bei can have fun by himself. They did nerf the cooldown on this. I think it used to be quicker. Alright, get a nice charge into the middle. And just not get caught up in melee combat with these swordsmen. We just want to keep charging the archers. Legendary and I believe very hard difficulty, the archers don't waste their arrows on the generals, so all easy going here. And Liu Bei can rack up kills and level up. He's currently level 7, so I don't know if he actually will level up using this method, simply because he's already so high. Zhang Liao could use a few levels actually, so maybe he can come help now that he captured the tower. And Liu Bei can... he should smack them with ability. Let's not waste that cooldown. They're already not interested in fighting him. Once we're in the middle, it takes a little bit of microing here. Alright, he can just kill people. We might not even need the ability if they don't want to stand and fight us. We can save it for the cavalry. Right, we can just charge these swordsmen. Right, so if we get stuck fighting them, since they're actually interested in surrounding us. No, they're not. Alright, then if they're not willing to fight us, we don't need to use the ability. Poor guys. They didn't sign up to the Yellow Turban to fight Liu Bei and Zhang Liao. Alright, we'll let Zhang Liao have some fun and level up. Kill some troops. And once we have this gate captured, we can summon our cavalry into the city to have fun against these archer units as well. They will hurt our cavalry, so we have to be careful. We have to kind of rout them a little bit first. Zhang Liao also has a morale damaging ability. Alright, let's go get archers. Those are actually pretty elite. Now we can run in without taking damage. Alright, they routed completely. We just have to keep the archers occupied. Quote unquote occupied. He's just too strong. Alright, now they're stuck with us. We slap the ground. And they all die. And they all rout. And we can have our cavalry do a little bit of chasing. Alright, let's keep the archers occupied so we don't get shot by them. And here comes our Cooldown cavalry and lance cavalry. We have a heavy Cooldown cavalry, very expensive. We're very likely to disband them after this turn. So just cost saving in the early game. They're not meant to be an early game unit. You just simply don't have the economy for that. They should be routing soon, right? All their morale is kind of going down. Alright, get some experience on the lance cavalry. We might keep that unit. These guys can grab this building for us, which will drop their morale by another 10 points. Should speed up this battle. Zhang Liao can run into those guys. Keep chasing. Now it's safe to chase out in this direction because we have control of all the towers. If we didn't, sometime we could over chase. I watch this morale damage. Watch when they're all close. When they're all blinking. Like now. And let's see them rout. These two are routing. This guy has 23 points, 12 points. They're still pretty tough cookies. There we go. Liu Bei has scare, I think. Yeah, he has scare. So he's dropping their morale a bit more. Alright, it's not fair fight. Just getting you guys used to these generals. Probably don't want experience on them. We're going to come back in here. See if they can get some experience near the end. They might not be able to, because I think it's over already. I want Zhang Liao to pick up experience though. He is going to be a useful general for us. But his charge speed is really poor. He's actually getting injured quite a bit, which I don't like. Yeah, they're too slow. Alright, they're all routed. That's it. First win in the... Oh, nope. This one came back. First win in the bag. Alright, that was an easy first win. Basically traded some of Liu Bei's health for no casualties. We get 10 points of intimidation per win. And once we have captured a settlement, we have the additional option of raising, which gives us another 8 points of intimidation. But the building will be completely destroyed. It will become just abandoned commandery and you have to rebuild everything, reclaim it. But the process of claiming it, I believe, gives 4 points of intimidation as well. We don't need to do that right now because we are at 95. Like I said, we don't want to be wasting any intimidation. So we're not going to lose income and not even get the full value of it. So we'll simply just occupy. And we got support of the people, which is a bit ironic. And we get our second mission, which is your economy grows. And a glorious victory for Dong Zhuo gives us some experience. Basically, first victory triggers that for every faction. And if we look around, we have unclaimed farmland to our right. Horace Pasture, basically an unclaimed entire commandery over here, including Horace Tamer. All very good territory to take. And over here we have Han Empire factions. We have Han Sui around here as he's trying to expand to the north. Most likely, after he expands, he will betray us and try to attack us. And keeping these around is actually going to be a buffer for us. What will happen is as our vassal, we can actually take over these lands by annexing them. It will cost us gold, but you can always choose to annex Han territory anytime you want. Ma Teng seems to be a good boy most of the time. It really depends on how their war with Gongdu goes, right? If Gongdu beats them back, obviously they don't have energy to fight us. But we definitely want to destroy everyone here in the west. This is our land. Now, our army over here is going to be what we have to decide on right now in turn 1. Our generals are not that great, to be honest. Although historically he's our son-in-law, right now in the game he's nothing. And he has bad stats. Cowardly, not good. Not a good trait. Friendly, not useful as a vanguard. The 2-point instinct is like barely any good. And then it's counteracted by unobservant here. -4 cunning, -10 line of sight. -4 authority here, -10 morale. Terrible general. But he has a good use. If we get him killed in battle, that's a free summon for Dong Zhuo, who currently is in our court with a pretty big retinue here. He has Xiliang cavalries and 2G militia, so it's very expensive to summon him onto the battlefield. So to save a little bit of money, we could definitely try to get one of our generals killed. And who else to sacrifice than our son-in-law? We do have a unique weapon here called the Blade of Celery. Now, Xiangyu was the main opponent of Liu Bei, the guy who founded the Han Empire. He had to take it from Xiangyu. Basically, they were both different forces that helped destroy the Qin dynasty, and then they had to settle it to decide who will create the next dynasty. So Blade of Xiangyu here, 18-point authority, very, very good. It does lower your own armor, but gives you a huge charge bonus and scare. Most of the damage is on base damage, so it's not that great against heavily armored foes, but still a decent weapon with high melee attack rate. And Dong Zhuo gets extra melee attack rate, and he has some good skills too. He starts out with Reign of Terror, 100% extra melee base damage when you activate this, so this crazy amount of base damage doubles. And he also gets double the melee, which the armor piercing, which makes it pretty reasonable. 800 melee armor piercing is respectable. You do lose out 50% melee evasion, so basically you're just gonna tank everything and dish out all the damage you can. He also have another ability over here called Blade Breaker, which actually doubles his armor when below 50% health. So you can kind of sacrifice your melee evasion, get below 50, and then instantly double your armor. It's not really double, it's just plus 100, so it'll counteract the -25 here, so you end up with actually plus 75. So it's pretty nice. We definitely want to get Blade Breaker here on Dong Zhuo. So it's expensive to summon him out just because of the redeployment cost, so we can definitely try to plan, have a general have an accident. Let's see, he's handsome, which means he'll stay happy with us. Spiteful is decent actually. If we don't consider the leadership bonus, +6 instinct, +2 cunning is very respectable and scare. And this one's also pretty nice, so we definitely want to keep him around. Guo Si here has pacifist, so +5% income from all source if you make him a administrator. Honorable means he has decreased ambition if he's administrator, and superstitious. So not a bad general here either. What we are going to do though is definitely get rid of their men, because we don't need them taking up slots and eating up our upkeep. We'll keep the generals, but not the units. Who doesn't he get along with? Oh, he doesn't get along with both of them. They actually get along. Interesting. Well, rivalry is part of life. This army here, we're also going to trim it down a little. The heavy Xiliang cavalry costs 290 per turn. That's just way too expensive. This unit didn't pick up any experience either from that fight, so we're also going to dump it. And for these, we're going to dump the 2 axe band. We'll keep the archers. They're going to be useful. We should also take a look at these generals as well. Liu Bei, as we have shown, has Rage of Liu Bei, which is a very nice splash damage. The damage itself is not very high, but the way the attack execute with the smashing of the ground is actually quite nice. You actually do a lot with this, even though the the damage figure is not that high. Because if you compare it to Binding Fury on champions, the attack motion's more of a cone in front of you, so it's harder to control, and it's more, it's just more damage, but it's better use when you're dueling. This is great for crowd control attacks, just smashing the ground and killing people. His middle ability here, Smoldering Fury, is kind of like the Sentinel ability, Tenacity of Steel, where you build up your damage as you keep fighting in melee, engage, and duel. It just ups your melee base damage and armor piercing damage all the way to 400%. And it takes a total of, let's see, 15, 10, 6, 3. So 9, 19, 34 seconds to go to phase 5. And then it stays there forever. You basically go to 4 times, so 5 times your damage, 5 times your armor piercing damage, and minus 100% melee evasion. So basically you're going to lose all your melee evasion, which is kind of sad, but you're going to hurt like crazy. So you want to charge all the time, or just smash generals with one hit and kill them. Because imagine 5 times your armor piercing is 8k damage per swing. It's just insane. Very, very strong. And then he has Dragon's Gaze at the end. This is, you can target if not against general. So basically you want to use this against, can target if not general, can use if in melee, not engage in pending duel. So basically you can use it against units. And everyone within a 50 meter, all units within a 50 meter will become immobilized, lose 50% melee evasion, and lose 50% melee attack rate. So very, very strong. Everyone, but so it doesn't work on generals. I think that's too broken for duels. I think that's why they made that wording over there. So it's just weakening a group of units around you. Also very useful in battle. So we're definitely going to pick these up. Reach is also something we want. We kind of peeked at his weapon. It's a bunch of good stuff. The best of the best. And Zhao Nao here is seemingly like a normal sentinel, but he actually gets some different abilities as well. He starts out with Roar of the Beast. We use that for morale damage. It's not very high. 18 morale is not game changing. Resolve of the Righteous is a passive bonus he gets that has infinite range and infinite duration, but it only triggers if the enemies are stronger than you. So he's good in underdog teams, basically. Where you have a small army fighting bigger forces. What happens is you boost everyone around you, melee evasion plus 25, melee attack rate plus 33, and you cause fear in the enemy. This is more of a story related buff, where he took 800 men and drove away Sun Quan's 100,000 army. Quite impressive. That's why it's kind of an outnumbered army type of fighting skill. And this one's very standard Sentinel skill, plus 50 melee evasion. So I think we went over all the generals. It's very administrative in this episode. What is our goal? That's something I need to figure out. I want to summon Dong Zhuo onto the battlefield. Our earliest threat is usually Yuan Shao over here. We do want to pick up a farmland so we get some food so we can start upgrading our buildings. And Zhengjiang might be a threat too from this direction. And over here is usually Han Sui, so we gotta be mindful of those. We do start out the game with available administrator position, and we can put Zhang Liao into it to make things all cheaper and also give us more money. So let's do that. We have 3 assignments available. Before we do this, who has the better skills here? She even have better skills. We might really take our brother off and put her as our leader. Right, she doesn't have any bonuses in from traits, but this is plus 5%, and she's closer to getting flexibility, nobility, and understanding. Those 3 are the key skills. He's a little farther away, right? And beautiful is bad for satisfaction, so definitely getting rid of him. Minus 5 construction costs. Okay, we'll keep him to build, and then we'll swap him at the end of the turn for the money boost. So let's do that. She doesn't get along with Zhang Liao. Great. Plus 50% food production. They are actually producing food here. Not ideal, but I understand why they have this, or else we can't even sustain a city. Definitely want income boost, so he's in. And we should have a peasantry boost. But she's not going to get along with them. We can do it Unding. Unding is definitely going to be peasantry for the beginning part. And there's no jobs here. So we're going to put her as the assignment here. She's going to be leveling up for us because it will have... we want her to level up so that she can pick up the skills needed for the leader. And lastly, we'll have some food production. Just so that we can stay on the surplus side without worrying about taking Unding right away. Because it's not good to take this commandery, in my opinion. And what should we build here? Long term, Inn is definitely the best choice. And we also we don't get any discount at this point. If we don't get any discount, then maybe State Workshop. Best flat income early on. This also works, just because we have a lot of public order right now. But we really want to maximize our Zhang Nao's ability to boost 15% extra industry income. So we're going to go directly for this. I think we don't get any discount for building that, but that's fine. We don't really need this building. I feel like we can demolish it and get some money back. And also the fact that we have a lot of public order, and rebellions are fine too. We'll keep these for food. Alright, I'm happy here. We have a silk trader. We'll start building these once we have this built. Because then we have your economy girls triggered, and then everything will be cheaper. That is the logic here. Alright, I think I'm happy with where things stand. We're going to switch to air now. I'm not going to give anyone these positions in the beginning. Just too costly. He also doesn't get along with Liu Bei. Okay, you're out. Ah, brother. Release from service. No, we're just going to get him out of this position. We'll make someone else heir. That's all we have to do. Right. Now, how sad is our brother? So sad that he will leave us. We have 2 administrator positions. Okay. Well, now everyone's happy, so I can't say my decision about my brother is wrong. Should we try to keep him is the question. Alright, she can do this for more authority points. Maybe that would help. We don't have any items. That's sad. Okay. The other administrator, definitely Unding. Let's see who we can put here. Guo Si could do it actually. He has a lot of good skills for this. Right, because he has trust already. So 20% peasantry right away. Plus pacifist, another 5%. So 25% peasantry boost right away. The expertise is really bad though. He's already using +3 and it's only 21 points. That's ridiculous. A little bit more? Doesn't actually help. That's fine. Okay, we'll put him here. It makes sense to assign him here. Alright, I think we did everything. We need to trigger our mission. Invoke council. He wants us to assign someone to chancellor. Counselor, okay. The bonus for this post, as you can see, is you get 15% extra peasantry income and keeping the character happy until level 8. But you do increase the salary of the character who you assign there by 250 points. So that's kind of insane. That's why we're not going to do it. So Liu Bei's mission is just going to be wasted there. And it's okay because we can get a new one every 5 turns, I believe. And the reward is very simple. Basically 5 turns of retinue upkeep discount, plus 4 replenishment, plus 5 satisfaction for all your vanguards, and also Liu Bei will be happy for you. So ideally, because the reward is related to the class of the character in the position, so he's a vanguard, so he gets vanguard related rewards, you want to assign a different character from each class to these positions as well. This army. What do you want this army to do? They're definitely defending. That's their job. Because we're going to have an attack soon. And during that defense, someone, our son-in-law, might die for the greater good. And I think I'm pretty happy. I think everything is good. And then Liu Bei's job will be to get us this animal tamer, which is what I want the most here. Alright, let's continue. Now, we rarely show end of turn movements, and we're going to cut them out going forward. But I just want to show you guys that glimpse, because that's actually added bonus of playing as Dong Zhuo, because you can actually see the whole map at the beginning, because you see all the Han territories. So you get to see how the AI move and develop from the get-go, something you can't experience playing other factions. So it's pretty neat. We trigger this, so now for 3 turns we're going to try to go into full build mode, spend our money wisely building stuff. Our economy is solid. We start the game with probably the best economy in the game. We can trigger Growing Might by just recruiting 2 more units. No rush to do this. We got an item. Oh, this is really good. This is a really good item. We're going to put it on Liu Bei, I think. So not only is it a lot of instinct, it's great for melee cavalry comps, plus 5% damage. For melee cavalry and melee infantry. So for yellow units and purple units, although it's not relevant for Liu Bei right now, but actually maybe... No, he needs this for the extra discount because he's administrator. This is his own army, so if he recruits purple units, this will give him bonuses as well. It's just good. That's plain and simple. Anyone hate us? Did our brother leave us? He stayed. He toughed it out. Because I think what happened was because removal from office drops 4 a turn and this disinherited drops 2 a turn, he actually bounced back just enough to stay with us. That's fine. I didn't want him to leave, but if he left, I would be okay with it either way. We'll give him an item to keep him content. We'll keep our family together. We have new characters. Anyone good? Let's see. Level 4, high level. Tall Tian's faction. Hates them, so definitely not a spy. Willing to spy for us. Another sign, not a spy. And the third sign is Tall Tian's not high enough rank to send out spies. So all 3 factor combined, not a spy. Fury, kind. Honestly, he's pretty good. Also has resourcefulness unlocked and composure. So night battle, fire arrow, flaming shot, all ready to go. Decent cunning level. The bad thing is no cunning in any of the traits, but all the traits are very positive for the army. I can't say anything bad about him. 1 level away from reach. Wow, he's really good. But can I keep him happy if I recruit him? That's the question. We could throw him into this army. They need a strategist, to be honest. And he gets along with them because all his traits are red traits. So they like the same type of feeling here. Relentless, fury, kind. Ooh, he's perfect. I really want to recruit him. Let's do it. Welcome to the party. Alright. Kind of want to know exactly what his characters are in terms of his name. Whoa. This word I don't know actually. 确宣, I think it's how you say it. Anyways, that's a tough one. Okay, so we got a new character. We don't care about replenishment right now. We might even get rid of these. 2 of them is enough. Actually, 1 is enough, to be honest. We just need 1 so the generals don't get shot by arrows. Because if there's not any retinues on the field, then archers will shoot at generals. 60 gold though. It's not that much. $1 saved is $1 saved. Alright, we want Animal Tamer. It's pretty much our target here. We can actually do it on March. Click the army. Switch to March. Wow, still super slow. Let's get to here first. And then switch back to regular. Alright, we're keeping these on claim, so if Zhengjiang attacks us, she has to go through these areas first. This army is pulling up into defensive position. We might recruit. We got 2 more units. No, we kept the unit amount the same. We still have 7 units on the field. 6 generals plus 1 unit. So we're not triggering Growing Might yet. Is he happy with us? Yeah, he's going to want to desire a higher court position very soon. Recently hired, promotion and salary. So recently hired is probably going to drop. Wow, he's actually expensive. Wow. That's fine. Most of the money in this this playthrough will go toward generals. I actually want to try to play around with the general settings a little bit more. We'll take this for maximum discount on the inn building, which we'll build here because we don't need this boost. Flat 3 food plus the assignment food is enough. So that's 7 food plus 50% food production. So that's going to be 10 food, maybe 11 if they round up. Yeah, we should have enough. And we'll put an inn building here to maximize income. And we're going to upgrade all our buildings now. Yeah, we need to plant more food. Alright, that prevents that from being built. That's fine. 3 turns, so we'll be fine. Alrighty, let's continue. He'll be fine. He's going to bounce back. Get back on your feet, brother. Alright, turn 3. So this is going to be a long episode just because we're kicking things off and talking too much about the faction itself and not playing. But things will pick up as we move forward. This is our faction unique building. As you can see here, just basically adds public order. It's very standard as traditional conscription, which usually only goes to level 3. You get 2 additional levels, similar to Cao Cao's faction unique building. Basically, the bonuses you're gaining are additional mustering turn and public order. The starting rank is not going to go over 3, which is maxed out here. And redeployment costs, however, will drop to -8%. So that's actually very good. Usually you get 5%. So here, once it drops to 8, it means if you build like 5 of these, that's -40%. And then if you tag on a few flexibility trait from your leader position, and you can pick up from the reform tree, which we will get to next turn. Actually, we'll talk about it when we get there. We'll talk about teleporting armies around. Speaking of teleporting, I wish we could, but we can't. Have to inch our way forward in the desert terrain here. We're almost getting our animal tamer because I really want horses. We'll be enjoying horses the whole game. Alright, all these are fine. In building, super cheap. And that's it. Let's go to next turn. Alright, so turn 3. We're doing our reforms. We're going to set up for a fight. Guojia is joining us. Oh, Lu Fan. Lu Fan is joining us. Lu Zhi is also available. He'll get new model. He'll become a strategist instead of a sentinel. So he'll be a playable character very soon. First, let's see, what do we have here? Oh, it's always the reminder to put characters here. We can look at these characters. So Guojia is joining us. We're going to pick him up for sure. He didn't get the stat boost, but he's just a great character overall. Minus 10% corruption if we need that later on. But most likely, he has high cunning. That's basically what is driving him. He also has Burn trait. All 3 cunning related traits. Just amazing character to pick up early on. Lu Fan, no cunning trait. And not high level, level 1, but cunning stats okay. No armor, no model, but Go Master. My god, Go Master is perfect for us. Plus 100% income from silk, plus 100% income from spice. And where our game plan is, go west. First grab all the silk, then grab all the spice. Make this guy our prime minister once we reach the rank of king, and then just double that income. Well, not double, depending on if we have multipliers active or not, but just an extra 100% never hurt. So we're going to be grabbing him. We're going to be grabbing him. Now, Lu Zhi, we're not interested. This version of Lu Zhi is plain. Doesn't even have his own unique background. He has a very standard background. It's the amount he rose from being a super generic character to having his own faction is just amazing. But quiet, pacifist, stubborn. They're not bad traits. Honestly, not terrible. Plus 5 extra %. He can be a good administrator. He's just a little old. That's the only thing I worry about. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna recruit him. Jiangmin over here, 43. We just grabbed 2 strategists. I don't think we need another one. We have a 3rd one in the back, 4th one right here, and we recruited one last turn as well. So, nope. Over here, same thing. Unless they have the burn trait, we're probably not going to recruit any more strategists for a while. Alright, so happy with our character pool draws. All very random there. Ambushes, okay. Not relevant for us. Too far away to bother with that. So our economy growth only has 1 turn left. We might choose to rush some buildings, but first let's spend the money on everything wisely. And we also have a choice to, let's say, go for a reform, perhaps, just to get this building upgraded. It might be worth it if you think about it. Over here, we could upgrade the town or upgrade this. I choose the town because we want an extra slot, and also we want walls. We need it to be a small city for walls. Big difference on defense. We also need to spend money grabbing this and building the first level. Alright, now we can trigger horses. Even if the quality of the horse is dependent on the level, but whether you get horses or not is not really dependent on the level. So we just need to get 1 level in right away. Alright, building slot all used up. Basically Chang'an and Luoyang. Now we're not gonna have enough money to go for this upgrade anyways, so we might not spend that reform on that. We also need to spend some money on units because, as you can see, Yuan Shao has taken the lumberyard, and his next step naturally is our trade port. Let's see, what should we build here? We can wait on the mine. We can wait for the reform to give us 20% discount once we get an iron mine. We need shaft mining, I think that's what's called. From all these, I believe this upgrade is quite good in the beginning. And also quite cheap. Let's do this. And over here, we need to start recruiting units. Our free reform is slave mobilization, so everything builds faster. That's actually a pretty good one. Otherwise, you usually need to have a level 3 labor building to unlock this one, so you tend to never get it. So it's nice to get this one for free. I'm tempted to get this one, just because we're going to be recruiting troops early on. And this will be a flat 8% bonus throughout the game. We don't need public water, although getting higher level tax buildings would be nice to boost income in Anding. Administrator is nice because we can actually recruit some nice administrators, including our new strategists. But we don't have any cities to use that right now. Percentages can always wait till late game. These are important. Onyx Dragon Rush. We could have taken this to upgrade to level 4 port and also give us a trade agreement. But we have one that's unused, so there's no rush. I think I'm gonna go with this. This makes the most logical sense to me. And then we can recruit troops a little bit cheaper. Actually, to make things super cheap, we're gonna dump all these on them. Right. Liu Bei doesn't need this right now. And Dongmin should be happy with us now, right? 23, yeah. So he doesn't need this anymore. Alright. So we just want the combined instinct bonus here to be as high as possible for discount when recruiting. So holding spears also help because it's the highest one. Alright, so I think that's good. We just want some super cheap militia units to defend against this army that's going to come. We do have the garrison, which is replenishing as we speak slowly. We want... How's their cunning stat? Decent. We want archers. We want as much... He has trust, so we'll give him some Z militia because he has extra armor for that. These are cheap. We come with 4 turns, so they're not going to be very strong, so we got to use our numbers. Who has the highest cunning? 5% ammo, 3% ammo, 6% ammo. So he seems to be the best one for everything. We might just dump everyone on him. But he has plus... Oh no, that's only when he's administrator in his commandery. So Unding is a bad place to recruit troops. That's it. That's not anything bad about him. Just making sure there's not an ideal person to recruit. He's definitely not ideal because we're trying to get him killed. Don't tell him that. He doesn't need to know. Alright, that might be it. I can squeeze 1 unit out. We're not sending spies. We don't have money to send spies. Not that I don't like spying. I think spying actually is not bad in the game. It's hit or miss, but when you hit, the effects are pretty nice. Is our treachery better? A little bit better. Maybe later. Okay. We'll basically have this army defend here. We might have them ambush slightly out of the city. But then we should have waited on recruitment, because right now we're going to ruin their mustering if they move. We'll stay inside then. Can't help it. So they're done here. We don't need to recruit. We don't need to grab any of these territory. We're just waiting for Han Sui to rebel against us. We might pull them back. I don't think they'll be doing any fighting. Horse pastures are nice, but we don't have 4,000 to spend, and we want to upgrade this a little bit, so we're going to recall everyone, actually. So we're going to recall him. Recall him. Recall him. So we're going to put them on the field again over here, redeployment, and then have them help this army crush this army. Adding Liu Bei himself already makes it super strong. So I think that might be it. Let's take another turn. Alright, so another turn happened. Our characters are back, ready for duty. 1 turn cooldown, done. We finished building the animal tamer here, so we can start getting horses. Our heir, our wife, leveled up. So we can start out by getting this one, plus 5 faction support. And then work either flexibility or nobility. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about redeployment. For those of you who don't know, haven't seen our guides, if you get flexibility skill here, you get minus 25% redeployment cost. And what is redeployment cost? It's the cost of summoning your armies onto the field. So for example, Dong Zhuo has 4 retinues here. So they'll take into consideration how much these units cost and charge you a flat cost every time you resummon them onto the battlefield. Liu Bei is free because we took out all his retinue. There's a way to reduce this cost, redeployment cost discounts. So if you have flexibility on any of your leader position, 25% discount. If you have a conscription building upgraded all the way to level 5, 8% discount. If you have the discount added up to 100, then no matter how strong your retinue or how expensive your retinue are, it will always be 0%. So at that, not 0%, zero cost, 100% free, right? Free. So then you can start teleporting units around for free. Beats walking all the way through the deserts. So in this case, we're summoning 3 generals, so it'll be free for us. And their job actually is to... Well, they can't move right now because they have no movement. But there's a way to cheese that as well. But we don't need to cheese that right now. We're happy just waiting a turn because we see that Yuan Shao can't wait. He's 2 turns away from attacking us. So we're going to set up a nice little ambush to wait for him next turn. And we'll probably end our episode on the ambush and leave a little cliffhanger to see how badly we destroy Yuan Shao next episode. Anything to build? I think the only thing we can build is actually the horse pasture. The animal tamer. We don't have a horse pasture. So upgrading this will make you have a better chance of producing a unique mount. So a gold tier mount, for example. And animal tamer, unlike the weaponsmith and armorsmith, don't have an upkeep cost, which is really nice. So let's just upgrade. We have a good economy. Undying suffering through public order issues, just because we have tax collection, that's fine. If we get yellow turban spawning here, we'll farm off of them. And that might be it. Our intimidation is dropping fast. I think 75 points is the break cutoff. So we'll stay at this tier one more turn. And then next turn, Yuan Shao is going to be here to give us a little boost. So let's continue. Alright, Gong Sun Zan and Liu Yu are going at it. These two have grudges. They can't help it. And we recruited some... Wait, did we recruit units? Because we summoned generals onto the field. How did that count? That's a weird setup. Why didn't it count when we recruited these retinues? This is weird. I think I get it. I'll explain this. I'm being stupid. Send a character on assignment, which we did, so this should trigger and give us a little intimidation bonus. So when we recruited these retinues, we added, I think 5 units on the map, right? But then we took away 4 units here. So technically we only increased by 1 and you need to increase by 2 because we recalled them, and last turn we put them back on the field. So now this is actually in effect, so we actually trigger it. So that we actually have mustering going on. He's coming. He's coming for us. We're gonna have this army ambush close enough to the commanderies to get help. So right here, ambush, and watch them come and die. I don't mind fighting that ambush battle simply because we'll be charging our generals at them, right? We're not gonna be relying on these archers in that fight. And we also want to get a general killed in that fight. Fan Chou. Can be a good spy. He has a fondness towards us. That's why he shows up in the pool quite a bit. He has reach, he has flexibility, he has good skills. I don't see what's wrong with him. He's actually quite a good spy. Look at his skills. He has high cunning. This one doesn't actually help him, but quiet is really good. Quiet is probably the best spying skill because you get +4 extra cover per turn when spying. So we might actually recruit him and put him in a spy because we're doing great in terms of our economy. Advisor, another person with both composure and resourcefulness, but quite low cunning on it, honestly. Unbreakable is nice, but also can get him in trouble if we don't want him to die. Minus 20% experience, really bad. He's hot and cold, to be honest. Like, eventually we can get all our strategists to get these skills, but we can't change their traits. Like, this one's super good, super bad, decently good. So, maybe not. We'll hire the spy. Let's spice up our spy game here. Who should we spy is the question. We're not gonna actually fight them, so maybe we should dump a spy in their faction early on and just keep an eye on them the whole time. Or we can spy someone who we will fight and have them change the tide of battle. Maybe. Maybe we should do this. We leave them alone. Let them have their fun. Liu Yan. Why don't we put a spy in your faction? There we go. Alright. We're done here. That one will trigger next turn. We probably have a lot of buildings to build. Let's get everything set up. And why don't we... I don't know. Should we fight that fight? I don't know if we should fight that fight this episode. What should we build here? 50%. 20%. So this is probably better. And faster too. Public orders tanking. That's fine. We need entrepreneurs. Okay. I think you get entrepreneurs from Marketplace. Yeah, level 4. Yeah, maybe Private Workshop. Nope, that's Industrialist. I think that's Industrialist. Oh, Artisans. State Workshop is Industrialist? Yeah. So I guess not. I guess we have to wait for a Marketplace, which we'll definitely build. Usually we don't build these, but because we're doing Silk, we're definitely building these. So let's see, what should we do actually? We don't have anything to build. I think that just means we take our next turn and crush Yuan Shao to end our first episode. Let's go. Alright guys, we wanted to end with a bang, but he chickened out and just stopped moving right before our ambush, so we're not going to get that fight this episode. We're going to wait to next episode. Fan Chou is going to try to infiltrate Liu Yan's faction. Let's hope he succeeds. If not, we'll just send him somewhere else. We got our reward for the mission to send an assignment out, get some intimidation points. We have dropped. We have dropped to, I think we have dropped 71. Yep. We have dropped to the next tier. Oh, actually, no. I remember. This is not 75. This is 70. That's 30. That's the breaks. There's 40 points in the middle, 30 on each end. So we're actually still in this tier, but we're dropping to this tier next turn. That's how it works, I think. Because we're going to drop by 3 this turn. Yeah, we're still getting +8, minus 25. Okay, our next mission is to hold 8 settlements. We currently have 7, so we just need to grab 1 more. And we'll get a little bit more intimidation for 3 more turns. We have the banquet. So this is a historical event that people used to smear against our character. They say we are hosting a lavish feast with many officials present. As the food is brought out to you, also have your man drag in the unfortunate entertainment for the evening. An enemy officer now at your mercy. We can flog them to create the Reign of Terror, minus 10 satisfaction faction-wide. We're not stupid. We're not doing that. We can torture them and create minus 10 satisfaction faction-wide. Or we can release them and have minus 10 public order in local commandery, which I think is the capital. Or we can just ignore them and not suffer any issues, which seems like a very logical choice. We are playing as Big Dome, but we're not playing as an idiot. We're going to be ignoring them. We'll show no mercy to our enemies, but we'll be wise within our faction. We got a horse. Yeah, first horse of many in this game. Have some more expertise, my administrator. And let's see, more characters. Liang Mao, low level, bad part of the tree. No cunning stats. Pass. Zhou Tai, man of many scars. Now he's a moody guy. He's solitary, so minus 2 satisfaction, but he's decent. It doesn't have any different skill tree, so very similar skill tree as any typical Vanguard. He just gets more instinct and more points in stats. But I like him. I think we'll take him. He has no past loyalty, so there's no issues. We're going to do that next episode because this is a good save point for legendary campaigns at the beginning of turns. We'll be picking up next episode as Yuan Shao comes to our trap. If he's smart, he'll wait for his reinforcement army, which will not make a difference considering it's only 2 strategists. So we'll pick things up here and continue as we try to consolidate our influence in the west. We're still waiting on them to declare war on us. Seems like Ma Teng is doing well against Gongdu, so we can expect a war with him soon. So that's it for this episode. Come back next time. Bye!